I just wanted to talk about holding high standards for yourself in your life. Not everybody is taught to honor themselves, to value themselves, to love themselves. And it's especially hard when we weren't taught how to do that, to have standards and have boundaries, because we don't really know what we're worth. You know, we don't know what we deserve. And a lot of times, especially women, are taught to kind of overlook a lot of things and even misrepresent themselves in order to kind of like trick someone into falling in love with them. There's this idea of like how to nab a man and all this bullshit that I think really promotes being in misalignment with yourself and not really honoring yourself. I'm not saying that men don't go through their own version, I'm sure they do. So either way, I think that holding high standards is such an important part of learning how to love yourself and to live up to your fullest potential and just value who you are and how you're showing up and what you deserve. And this means holding people accountable to meeting those standards too, and implementing something if they don't, you know, like walking away. And just to give a real personal share in my own life, I have surrounded myself with a lot of kind of toxic behavior and energies over the years, just since I was young, because I grew up in a kind of chaotic and toxic household, so to me it seemed really normal. But as I get older, I just realize how I don't have time for any of it. And it's gotten to a point where I've pretty much separated myself from almost everyone in my life in order to start fresh with people who I feel like can really meet me where I am, who can really respect my boundaries and reciprocate. That's a big one, a big theme for me. And so anyone who can't meet those boundaries and those standards, unfortunately, they aren't allowed in my life. And it's nothing, you know, we don't have to have some big falling out. It doesn't have to be some big dramatic thing. It can just be a respectful conversation of like, unfortunately, you know, this is what I need from the people in my life, and if you can't offer that to me, then I don't really have space in my life for you. I love you. I wish you all the best. You know, and if at some later date you feel like you can meet me there, great, we can revisit it. There's no grudges. It's nothing like that. It's honestly just like honoring myself and what I know I deserve. And I think that there are a lot of people out there that probably could use a reminder of how worthy you are of being able to set standards for yourself in your life. And there's nothing wrong with it. If anything, it only makes you more powerful, because you know what you're worth, you know, and you don't settle for less, and people value that. They might not realize it at first, but you might end up setting a standard that kind of raises other people's vibration because they have to meet you up on a higher level instead of you going down to them all the time. It might change some people's lives in your life without you really even trying. You're just trying to honor yourself, but it might have a separate effect that might actually level people up around you, and also give them permission to set boundaries in their own lives, because it's just not a very common thing. And I'm going to say again for like female identified folks, because it's just not something that we're taught to do, and it's not something that most people around us can respect, or they can't meet us there because they weren't raised that way either.